Welcome to another bonfire. Today's going to be a great one. We have an awesome guest. We have Jared in the house.
What's up, everybody?
Jared, introduce yourself. Where can we follow you? Let's get to know you, man.
You can follow me. I'm mainly on. Most people probably know me from Discover the Magic. But I also am on my own personal Instagram at JBSusi. But that's where you can find me.
Cool. Um, Today is a day I honestly no, I didn't wake up. I wasn't expecting to talk about any of this stuff, but it has happened. It's official. It's real. The news was talking about it. It's all legit. It is literally all legit. And what I'm talking about is this concept art that dropped. UK Universal. Jared, when you saw this finally be put out, like officially, what were the first things that like came to your mind?
The first thing that came to my mind is this looks like what they built in Beijing. A big body of water in the middle, like a brand new take on a Universal Studios park. And coasters are in this art, man.
Yeah, these coasters that are in the concept art, these are like massive coasters. These are not small.
Yeah.
There is kind of like a kiddie one on the top right, but we'll get into all that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question: when you see this concept art, does this look like a very big budget plot of land here, or is this like they're just trying to dip their toes in the water out there? You know what I mean? How do you feel?
No, they're going full out on this, man. Like, this is the level of investment that they just did for like Epic Universe. Like, they're putting a hotel, they're putting in a city walk, the theme park. They bought adjacent land around it to where they can even put another theme park in eventually. Like, this is a resort they are putting in, like a full blown destination in the UK.
I just don't want to believe it's real. I don't
It's
want.
crazy.
Oh man! Before we even go deep dive into all that UK
Hmm.
stuff, I want to go back to this meme I put out. Uh, is Epic Universe old news?
You,
How do you?
it's funny because like they had the media day on this weekend and everyone was talking about Epic, but then as soon as that art dropped today, I was like, oh, there's some people posting about Epic, but it's all about this park now.
Yeah, I've my timeline has been flooded. Like, if I see an Epic post, it's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. What is this IP? What do you think this is on the map or what? It's just weird. I don't know how you could flood
You know,
out
it's
Epic
wild.
Universe, but they did it. They literally did it.
You know, what's crazy about it is there hasn't been this type of investment in a brand new resort in Europe in years. Like, and if you don't think this is Universal trying to take some tourism from Disneyland Paris, you have a different you don't know what's happening because that's exactly what they're doing here. They're going to be in competition to take some tourism away from Disney in the European market now because they're doing it in Florida. They're going to start doing it in Europe now.
Wow. Is Disneyland Paris like a mecca of tourism out there? Because I don't know the beat of Paris,
It's
Disneyland. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I don't know what's going on out there.
it's the most visited theme park in all of Europe. So
Wow.
everyone goes to Disneyland Paris, yes. But
Okay.
the thing is, Disney has not invested into Disneyland Paris. Like, I know they're redoing like Walt Disney Studios Paris with like Disney Adventure World and that whole new area, but the actual Disneyland Paris park itself, the Disneyland park, has not gotten a new attraction in probably since they put in, I believe, Buzz Lightyear back in like 2010.
I I feel like Disneyland Paris is just the like we'll budget it one day out there, you know.
Yeah. But see, what happens is they keep pushing it off, kind of like what happened in Florida, man. They keep pushing it off, and in swoops Universal building this massive new park, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, but we're gonna build a ride at Disneyland Paris." Oh, it's too late. We built a whole theme park in the UK.
Disneyland Paris will be getting Lion King though, you know what I mean? So
Oh yeah,
there's
and that'll be a
something,
huge thing.
yeah, like there's something happening out there. But
Yeah.
man, wild day. Um, there's been a lot of talk about Epic Universe and Walt Disney World, and Walt
hmm
Disney World should be scared, and there's been a lot of that kind of conversation. Do you feel Walt Disney World even cares of what's going on with Epic right now in particular?
So I'm gonna go with a kind of a in the middle answer: yes and no. Um, I think this is another instance of what happened in 2010. I think it was 2010 when Wizarding World of Harry Potter opened in Islands of Adventure. It took Disney by surprise. They were like, "Oh, we don't have nothing to worry about," and then everyone was going to Universal to Islands of Adventure to go to Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
And then that's, I mean, the reason why we have Cars Land at California Adventure and why we have Galaxy's Edge and Pandora is because of Harry Potter. So I think what's going to happen is they're saying, oh, yeah, we've known about Epic for years. And then once Epic actually opens, it's a different story. Because I think they're just anticipating, yeah, it's fine. But then on May 22nd, when that park is busy for the foreseeable future, then they're gonna be like, oh crap, we actually have to do some more than what we're doing now.
Yeah. So I think Villains Land is a proper response to everything that's
Oh,
happening.
yes. Because
Huh.
if they're able to pull off a villain's land that is even, 30% of what Darkmoor in for Dark Universe is, they'll win. Like, because there's so much attachment to the Disney villains itself.
Yeah.
That land will be incredible if they do it right. I don't want them to do just some Fantasyland version of Villains Land. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has to feel this is villains. This is dark. These are the
Mm-hmm.
people.
Yeah.
These are the characters. They are the and they are the villain to the hero. Like I want to feel
Yes.
that. I don't want to walk in there and like it's happy kind of thing. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
weird.
I
It's a
don't I
weird
don't
thing.
want it to like look at the character meet and greets in Dark Universe right now with like Igor and the Invisible Man. The Invisible Man is going around and insulting guests while he comes up to him. It's that kind of stuff that you need because it's a different type of land. Like, it's not your typical meet and greet, and that's what I think Disney needs to respond with. It needs to be a fully immersive land, and these villains don't need to just be like typical meet and greets or they're your typical attraction. It needs to be scary. It needs to be a
Yeah.
little like Disney scary.
Do you know right now what we're seeing from Epic, it is in technical
Mm-hmm.
rehearsal and previews,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. They have walk around character. Walk around character is not a normal thing in Walt Disney World. Do you think they kind of start testing walk around character more? Because that's one of the things I was like, one thing they could respond right away, walk around characters. Because that's a big complaint in Walt Disney World. Because there's
Yeah.
lightning lanes for characters, like long ass lines for characters.
And I get it's a different environment over in Walt Disney World, compared to like Disneyland, where you can have characters roaming around. But you need to test a little bit of that at Walt
Yeah.
Disney World because the amount of character interactions you should have in those four theme parks, you don't do. And it's like you said, it looks like look at I mean Isle of Burke. They are flooding that
There's
land
there's
with character
dragons walking
interactions.
around, and Jerry.
There's dragons walking. They haven't even put out the drone dragons that fly around. That's another added element to this land. They have animatronic dragons blowing like cold air, like steam at you. Like it's a level of immersion that honestly, if you would have taken me back 10, 15 years ago, I would have been like, "There's no way Universal built that. That's a
Yeah,
Disney thing right there." But now the tables have switched, man. It's crazy.
yeah. No, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy.
Like that toothless animatronic meet and greet is insane. Like
Let me
it's
ask you, what are your your top five takeaways of Dark Universe from everything you've seen? Like, what are your top five takeaways?
so Dark Universe to me, like I it's so I'm gonna do one generalization that I am loving across the actual whole park. It also includes Dark Universe, but it's a thing that I've come to realize across the whole park. They took time and actually listened to their guests about making these attractions in their park more accessible to more guests in their park, because Universal is kind of notorious for having kind of attractions that not everyone can go on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and even the one of the designers for Monsters Unchained said they took years to make sure that the attraction vehicle, even though it's kind of like Forbidden Journey, is accessible to more people. And it looks like across the board, except a couple exceptions, this entire park is accessible to all sorts of different body types, which is a huge win. Because I know of people who were not planning to go to Epic Universe because they've had experiences at Universal where they couldn't go on everything. And
Yep.
it's a bummer to pay all that money to go to a theme park and you can't ride the attractions you want to ride.
Yep. Yep.
So,
You can't do Hagrid's. You can't do Velocicoaster.
dude, you can go to Hollywood and not go on Secret Life of Pets. Like, it's insane to me. But so that's a huge takeaway. I think
Or even
another
Flight of
one,
Hippogriff, which is like not a crazy
yeah,
coaster. Like I could. Gadget's Go Coaster was so
yep.
accommodating compared to a Flight of Hippogriff, and they're like the same ride.
Dude, I can't go on Flight of the Hippogriff, but I can go on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind that spins around and launches, but that's fine. But I can't
Yeah.
go on Flight of the Hippogriff? Like, it makes no sense.
Oh
But,
man.
and I think the other takeaway for me is they made Dark Universe. The storytelling in this land is incredible. Like, so, Burning Blade Tavern. If you go down there, that's where all the vampire hunters are. Like, that's their go-to place to like get people together to like hunt vampires in Darkmoor. And so they've even extended that into the food. So like, what do vampires? What's the one thing people say you go after vampires with? Garlic. So everything on their menu has something to do with garlic. So it keeps the vampires out of the place that the vampire hunters go to. It's that little level of detail that's insane to me. Um, and Monsters Unchained, the amount of animatronics in that attraction is I and the fluidity of these animatronics. I have never seen Universal do something like this. Like that right there, that video of Victoria Frankenstein, like you this is what's crazy. If you look at her face, you could not tell me. I had to like zoom in and like pause it. She's rear projected face like the faces on the Frozen animatronics, but you can't tell. Like when you look at like Elsa on Frozen Ever After, I can tell that's a screen on the face. It
Instantly.
took me so much to figure out that that's not that was a projected face.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And
Yeah.
the size of Frankenstein, man, he that isn't. Oh my god, this I cannot wait to go on this attraction. I really wish this was in Hollywood because this is where the monsters started. But man, that attraction looks incredible.
It just looks like every bit of this attraction got love. Like
Yeah,
there was
you can
no
tell.
no like shortcuts. Uh,
Yeah,
from a budget perspective, like no, we need these animatronics, we need these scenes, these physical sets, and we're not budging. Like that's how it feels when I watch this. It's just
You can tell that the team that made this attraction has a deep, deep love for Universal Monsters. Like, this is a team that they 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 fully dove into the deep end on Universal Monsters in this. It is a love letter to these monsters, man.
and that connection goes deeper just walking the queue. I know they're not showing the
Yeah.
queue here, but yeah, do you feel that same passion when Web Slingers debuted?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
I can't say I felt that passion with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I feel like there was a lot of love into that the queue at Disneyland. They really went hard.
I I agree with that, but I do think in looking at it now, there are some areas where I wish they would have done some different things on Runaway Railway. Like, I really think the Mickey and Minnie animatronics should not be that flat and like rounded animatronics. I think a full-fledged animatronic of Mickey and Minnie would have been a lot better
Yeah.
because it looks a little funky sometimes.
Yeah, like if you hit it from an angle, you're like, "What? It's flat."
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
when
about.
you're in that back train car and you come around the corner and they're going down in the car, you're like, what the heck?
Man, so let's go to Disneyland because we haven't really touched on Disneyland.
Yeah.
We're bouncing all over. We'll get to UK at some point.
Yeah.
Disneyland. Josh Tomorrow went up on stage and told us we're getting Avatar Land, we're getting
Mm-hmm.
Coco Ride, and
Mm-hmm.
Avenger Campus expansion. That is insane for the
Mm-hmm.
first 5 years. The first 5 years of Josh Tomorrow's plan. You know, there was other things that were said, Walt Disney World and whatever, but we're just talking Disneyland. Are you
Yeah.
feeling confident about the 5 years? Like, where do you feel things are at right now? Because I feel like we're really behind.
Out of the three things you just listed, there is only one thing under construction. One thing. And I get it. He only announced this, what are we at? Like 6 months ago?
That's a long
But,
time, Jared. That's a long
oh
time.
no, I know. I'm aware. But the thing is, I get Avatar is going to be a longer process, but I think they should have started that already.
Yeah.
If you want to have that open in 2029, 2030, that's not that far away, man. Like, that's only less than 6 years because UK is opening in that time. It's, I don't know. I feel, and then even with like Coco, like how they even announced they weren't going to start building it until 2026. So we're not going to get that ride until at least 2028, 29.
I'm not confident they even
So
start that year, honestly.
it's almost like, to me, it feels like Disneyland's announcements for these first 5 years were just kind of thrown out. Like, hey, yeah, we want to do this stuff. We're really serious about the Disney World stuff because we even know when we're closing attractions. We know when we're
Yeah.
going to start these builds, all of that kind of stuff. Because we've gotten a lot of information on the stuff at Disney World. But then they're like, yeah, I guess we'll start building Infinity Defense this year. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. Like,
You know,
it,
we have this big parking structure that needs to start at some point. We have this Portos that we've been talking and raving all about. Like,
don't even get me started on that parking structure, man. I can go on and on about that parking
no,
structure.
it's
Let
just
me tell you.
there's a lot of big projects that are just not starting. There's
Well,
not
yeah,
enough
and a lot of
field.
it is like it built on top of each other. Like, the structure has to happen so Avatar can happen. Like, there's a
Yeah,
lot of different puzzle pieces that have to come together, but it looks like they just dumped all the pieces on the floor and eventually they'll pick it up. Like, that's how it feels right now.
yeah, yeah. You know, for Infinity Defense, I feel like my anticipation was like depleted, but it's been growing more and more. Just
Hmm.
because the person who literally created Spider-Man is now all of a sudden doing this ride. so many years later.
Yeah.
I would imagine he's going
And
to do a
see,
better job, more money, more budget, better technology. I'm just assuming we're going to get the most incredible Infinity defense ever, right?
and I think that's the thing, man, because Scott Trowbridge came from Universal, and he was who did the original Spider-Man over there in Islands of Adventure. He also is the one that brought Hogsmeade to Islands of Adventure, so he knows his stuff. And then when he
And
came back over
Galaxy's
to
Edge.
Disney,
Galaxy's
that's
Edge.
what I was gonna say. Then he did Galaxy's Edge, and he was brought back over to Disney to do Galaxy's Edge, and then there was just nothing he was really. I mean, I know he was doing a lot of the Star Wars stuff. Like he helped with Galactic Star Cruiser, which to its credit, it was a really detailed, like highly immersive thing. It failed, but it was great. Um, so the thing is with I know they had an Imagineer before. I think his name was Scott Drake. He was the one that was in charge of Marvel presence in all the parks prior to Scott Trowbridge taking over. And
Wow.
I think now that Scott Trowbridge has taken over, I think that's when we're going to get better quality attractions when it comes to these characters, because I think he understands the level of attractions that we need in these lands.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're getting Infinity Defense, a big, huge e-ticket attraction. That's why I think even the Hong Kong one that they're doing, the Spider-Man like Hong Kong attraction, it's a version of Tower of Terror. So they're taking like a Tower of Terror concept and doing Spider-Man on it. Like that's really cool.
It's gonna be
Like you're gonna
cool.
have you're gonna have Spider-Man like attaches like webs to your elevator and like pull you up, and like that's a cool concept. It's those type of things we need. I don't need to get on Toy Story Spider-Man Adventure. Like I don't need to do that.
I almost have a feeling this Tower of Terror is gonna be the best one.
Yeah. I mean, look at that, man. You have Doc Ock on the bottom pulling you down, and you have Spider-Man pulling you up. Like that is going to be so much fun.
And the fact that you could look up on this one, because you
Yeah,
see the clear, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
that's going to be an insane attraction. Because I think if I remember it correctly, I think they said something about it's going to be like an Avengers Tower, and like something is happening with like Spider-Man is there at Avengers Tower, and Doc Ock breaks in. I don't know what the exact story is, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait. We got
Mm-mm.
Flex Wash Auto Detail. Rick, thank you for gifting a membership. Went to Matt Jackson. Fire. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for supporting the fire. Um, are you feeling the 5 year thing still with Disneyland at this
Do
point?
you want my on? Do you want
Yeah,
my
I want
honest
the
answer to
honest
this?
answer. The honest answer.
No.
Well, okay,
No,
okay.
I don't.
I'm gonna get there now. I'm gonna get there. I've been talking a little bit about it, and I had a couple friends who like are really deep into Disney, and they were worried about it, and
Mm-hmm.
now we're just full force in this now, and it's tariffs and
Yep.
Disney. They, I almost want to say it's like a 90%. They focus on manufacturing outside the United States. Like not
Yeah.
it's like very minimal what gets manufactured here in the United States. So we got we got Josh tomorrow talking all this crazy. We're going to be turbocharging and
Mm-hmm.
billions of dollars and blah blah blah. We're going to do it all in the 5 years. We got shovels breaking ground. Tariffs. Like what? What in the freak? It's the biggest just stopper of progress for theme parks. Like I don't know how Disney deals with this because
And I think also, man, like when it comes to these tariffs, I think the area that it's going to impact first is going to be the cruise line, because the ships are built out of steel, like a lot of steel, like a ton of steel. So, and unfortunately, most of that steel comes from like a country like China. And Now there are, I think we were talking yesterday, the tariff is at 105%.
How does Disney move forward, dude? How?
So if their steel for their new ships cost them, I don't know, $300 million, it now costs them double that.
Oh, fuck, dude. I just like, I was talking to Danny a little bit about. We're talking about the company who's budget cutting a lot. You know what I mean? Like they're just
Mm-hmm.
known to budget cut. It's what they
Oh
do.
yeah.
And
Yep.
all of a sudden, you're being told your $300 million project is 600, sir. It
Yep.
is 600. Like I
And
just.
that's not even to do the that's if that's just what the steel costs, man. Like
Oh,
these ships are $1 to $2 billion ships. Like they cost $1 to $2 billion. So in the course of all these tariffs, depending on where they get their materials from, because it's on most countries, like there's at least a 10 to 15% tariff on most countries out there now. So your $1 to $2 billion ship is now going to cost you maybe 3 billion, 3.5. Like that's a big difference, man.
oh man, this is like the sad question I want to ask. Does Disney just go, hey, things didn't work out? Infinity Defense is all you guys get for right now.
I mean,
You know
if
what?
I
It
text
could
you
happen. It could happen.
when I text you, I think yesterday or the day before, I would be worried about anything that is not under construction currently.
Dude, this is devastating news to hear as a
And I
big part.
mean, there's even
Because
that.
like we're just gonna get older. We're Darren. We're not getting younger. This is
No, yeah, I
horrible.
mean, and there's that report out that Bob Iger went into an ABC News meeting, like 3 days ago, 3 or 4 days ago, and he was just unfiltered about how these tariffs are going to impact the company. And they said if these don't soften at all, they're gonna have to look at cutting back spending in and unfortunately it's going to come to parks first. And he even specifically, apparently, allegedly, because it's not
Yeah.
confirmed that he did this, but he said Disney Cruise Line is what it's going to impact the most.
Dude. And they were trying to, if I'm not mistaken, they were trying to do ships specifically for Southern California or just California, like
Yep.
Disneyland, or Disney. The what is it? Is it the Dream? No, the Magic and the Wish. Which were the California ships that were supposed to be like sunsetted? They were going to retire.
So the Magic and the Wonder are
Wonder.
the old, yeah, those are the oldest ships, and they're over 25 years old now.
Does Bob
And
Iger go, whoa, whoa, whoa? We got another 10 years out of this, right?
we can get we they could push to 50. We could get them to 50, right?
Well, I feel like they're going to think that because uh, I just don't think they want to go in this battle of like, we have to pump out so much more money uh,
Mhm.
for something they didn't budget for. Like,
Yeah.
dude, this is just devastating. I don't know how else to say it. It's
Yeah,
devastating.
and the thing is, and specifically with DCL, like the head of, I mean, he's now our president at Disneyland, but he used to be in charge of DCL. And he specifically said these two new ships, one of them was going to come to the West Coast. Like they were going to build a brand new ship for the West Coast.
Wow.
And now who knows? Who knows what's going to happen now? Because the thing is, it doesn't make economic sense for a company like Disney to now take what was going to be like a $2 billion ship and double that price. Like it, I get their stance on it, man. Like it would take them double the amount of time now to make up that investment.
Man, that's dude. My gosh, I don't blame Bob for just being like we can't do it. There's
No.
just like we're adding so much more like time to make our money back, uh, dude. Oh my gosh, And I love Disney Cruise Line. I want more
I
ships, new
know.
ships.
The Disney Cruise Line is the best experience Disney has to offer right now, man. It is
Yeah,
by far the best like product they have.
Disney Cruise Line's so good. It's just so
It's so
damn
good.
good. We got Brian with the super chat. Projections just got canceled in Batu for Star Wars Night First show. Jerry, let me tell you this. I have a cast member buddy who she's just a ride operator, like not deep or nothing, like management, nothing. She's a ride operator. Not saying it's bad or nothing. Just she's a ride operator. She was given herself a ticket and 4 tickets to just use with friends and family if she would like. Um, Star Wars Night did not sell good at all. Have you heard about that?
I forgot Star Wars Night started here. That's how bad it's been.
No, Star Wars Nights right now.
I Yep. Didn't remember.
Do you feel like the Disneyland After Dark formula has just beaten us up? Like, do you feel like that, or people are still eating it up
You
somehow?
know what?
I
It
doubt.
was a it was a good idea. Like when they first launched back in I think it was 2019, correct? Like so when they first started these After Dark events.
I want to say it was like
Those events
18, like 17, 18, because they
okay.
like dipped into it, but then they went hardcore like 2019. Yeah, that was like they're just going full
They
force.
That's when they sold people on these events, man, because they were unique events to this park. They had fireworks, they had different types of entertainment, like, and now you go to these events, like, look at the difference between 90s night from back in 2018, 2019 to 90s night that you guys just went to.
Yeah, no,
It's a
they
night and day difference of what those events were.
fireworks. Mark Twain had singers.
Yeah. Well, and it's because Disneyland's for some reason afraid to do any new entertainment lately. Like I don't like even for the 70th, man. Like why
Yeah,
are we
well,
just
the
getting the
70th,
Pixar dance party in the Fantasyland theater again? Like what is that?
they're bringing back Paint the Night. They're bringing back Wondrous, which I'm not mad, but I feel like
No.
the 70th is a proper time to do a new fireworks show, a new parade, and it could be the future. You know what I mean? Like this is the new parade we get for a long
Yes.
time.
Yes. But no. Everything the only real new thing that's coming for the 70th is World of Color Happiness. That's the only new show.
Yeah,
Because even the parade coming to California Adventure is something that was there for Pixar Fest. We have Wondrous Journeys from the 100th. We have Paint the Night from the 60th. Like, nothing is new.
yeah, yeah. Are you feeling excited for the World of Color Happiness, or is it called Happiness?
Yeah, it's World of Color Happiness. And yes, I'm actually pretty excited about this. Me and you have talked offline about this. I've heard a couple things about the show, and it's going to be something pretty special. It's going to be really, really cool.
Damn. I feel like this is the time to add fireworks, add drones to it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Something where it's like, this feels like the 70th. This is it. This is the 70th thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think Danny picked up on it a little bit ago. I think the 70th, they're not putting everything into the 70th because I really think they're gearing up for 75. I think
Yeah.
that's the big anniversary they're trying to get to. And this is just their like, I know we have to celebrate our 70th, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring back Paint the Night. You love Wondrous Journeys. Here's this. But I think their big anniversary they're gonna prep for is 75.
Yeah, Danny's been full force on that. That 75 is the one they just
Yeah.
go loco. Like it's just yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
will
for
feel
sure
like a
think
celebration.
75 is going to be their big one.
Damn. Let me see. They're playing Fleetwood Mac on Tom Sawyer's Island, not Star Wars music. That sounds about right. That sounds about right
Yep,
for
sounds
these
about
after.
right.
All right, let's get to the meat of potatoes. All right, We got this concept art that dropped from Universal Destinations and Experience. There's quite a bit to look at. The big one that like a lot of eyes went to was this thing right here, Jared, and everybody was like,
Yep.
"Waterworld," but you were like, "Nah, that's double oh
No,
007.
that's
Double
gonna be
007.
007.
Give me the thought process on 007 because
So
what?
the reason why I think 007, man, you are in like 007 as an like a property is huge in Europe. Like that is the like where 007 was. I mean, he's English. He's from the London. Like it's kind of like born in that country. So why not have a massive stunt spectacular theme to James Bond? Like why that it makes perfect sense.
To me,
And
when
the
I hear
thing that
that,
people
it's timeless. It could be there forever. Like
yeah,
why?
and the thing that I mean, I was talking to you about this is I know a lot of people think, oh, but like this person has or this company has this right for the things in the U.S. and I'm like, yeah, but theme park rights internationally are different than what you can get here. I was telling you at Universal Studios Japan, they have Snoopy
Yeah,
and they have
and they
Sesame
use it a
Street.
lot. They use Snoopy a lot over there.
Yes, and so that's the difference. So if a company owns the theme park rights to James Bond here in the US, doesn't mean Universal can't get it in the UK. Like that's the
Oh,
difference.
wow.
And it would make perfect sense, man. Why would they build another water world? Like that would be like the third, no, it'd be the fourth water world in the world. They don't need a fourth one. There's plenty of them.
007 is like the perfect change for this.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like it would stray too far off from what Waterworld is, but to add the
No.
flavor of 007, the music,
Yeah.
uh, the actual character, James Bond, that's a
And it
big
would
deal
make
out
something
there.
unique. It would make something unique to this resort. A huge stunt spectacular based off their most famous action star. Like it's
Yeah,
perfect.
man. If it's 007, I'm all for it. I can't wait to see the full show. It'd just be insane. Any thoughts on this gigantic, freaking humongous roller coaster like this into the water?
So Universal is very like vague when it comes to their concept art. They always have been. Because they don't want to give out too many details. Like they'll like the original Epic Universe art. You couldn't even really tell it was Super Nintendo World, but
Yeah.
like eventually they let you know what it was and they updated the art. To me, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I don't think a lot of people have been talking about this. I think this might be Wicked.
Wow. Yeah. This concept art totally has. We're not gonna reveal anything. It
Yeah,
like
and I just think having Wicked be an anchor of this new Universal, people would travel from uh, everywhere to go to the Wicked themed land at their new Universal Park.
wow. If it is Wicked, do you think they'll like give like a Broadway show because they've had Wicked? I think it was in Japan. They had a show.
Hmm. They even did a mini land for Wicked and Wizard of Oz leading up to that. And it was like a 45-minute version of the show in a theme park. And I
Awesome.
mean, in the middle of there's a really big building smack dab right in the middle of that coaster that could be a theater.
And that's what I thought too, Jared. I was like,
Hmm.
that has to be like a show or something because
Yep.
it'd be weird to have like this little dark ride or something. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
yeah.
But how cool would it be to have like a defying gravity roller coaster? Like, oh,
Money,
that man.
money.
Yep.
Yeah, that hearing the soundtrack while you're on a roller coaster is gonna be unreal. It's gonna be
And
unreal.
then you go out over the water like that. Oh, I hope this
Yeah.
coaster is exactly how they have it in this art because that looks so much fun.
If it is Wicked, how do you feel the popularity falls out there in UK with Wicked?
Oh, it's very popular in the UK. Wicked is huge worldwide, man.
Yeah,
Like that show has played across the entire world, and it anywhere you're going to put I don't care if you put Wicked in Hollywood, in the a Beijing park, in UK, that's gonna bring people to that park.
man, crazy. All right, we're gonna keep going. Uh, Everybody kept saying "Back to the Future, Back to the Future." So I started asking, like, "What the hell are you guys talking about? Back to the Future?" And
Mm-hmm.
then people started sending me this picture right here, and I was like, "Back to the Future, Hill Valley." And then they sent me this thing, and that's when I was like, "What?" And all I see on Twitter is like Strata. They're gonna do a Strata.
Dude, could you imagine being in the DeLorean like coaster car and you like launch at 88 miles an hour? God,
With music, like back to
take my money
just.
now.
I'm okay. Like, oh my gosh, this is nuts. This is nuts. I can't believe we're even
and,
talking Back to the Future ride, Back to the Future land.
and
Um,
how better to get people from Florida, from the US parks, to travel to your UK parks than put a Back to the Future mini land and coaster in that park?
just money, money.
Yep.
Do you feel like that speculation of Back to the Future has validity? Like is
I
it
think
could
so, man.
because
Like,
but why UK? Why not Hollywood? What?
well, do you remember where Back to the Future the musical originally opened?
Where?
It opened in London.
So it's just the ties are deep over there.
I mean, that's where they opened the musical. I mean, people love Back to the Future, and I mean, they already have ties there. I would be okay if they put a mini version of Back to the Future the musical in one of those buildings.
You imagine you get a Wicked musical and Back to the Future musical, and they both have badass roller coasters. Gosh,
I'd be there day one, opening
dude!
weekend.
Oh my gosh! Because I'm all about entertainment, so to me to hear something like that,
Yep.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
And it seems also Universal is also all in on entertainment because look at Epic Universe. They're really
Yeah.
putting the money behind entertainment.
Yep. The Harry Potter show in the
Yep.
tent. They got the How to Train Your Dragon. You know, they literally have a dragon
Hmm.
flying above your head in their show.
Yep. Yep.
Um, my gosh, if Back to the Future does come to this park, do you think that'll
Hmm.
be the focal point, or is this? Let me go to Scott's post. Is this where is it? No, that's not it. Or is the focal point and like the heavy hitter action this area right here?
I
This
still don't know what that is.
I want you to talk about it. What are your thoughts? Like, what are your thoughts running on this like gigantic show building and looks like some kind of marquee and it kind of
Yeah.
like
You know,
bleeds out that way too.
when I first talked to you about it, it was kind of a blurry image because we were going off that newspaper where it was just the clipping of the art, and I thought down there, but beneath that domed area, it looked like it said Hollywood, but now you can tell it's definitely not that. Um, I don't know, man. Like, there's like a drop tower off to the left of that building.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody
I
keeps
don't know.
saying Jurassic. Do you think it's
So
Jurassic? I'm like, what?
So I'm in my head, like I'm always trying to speculate what Universal could do as like a big anchor. And it's different in the UK in like the international parks for rights. But like how cool would it be? Like that dome on top of uh, that building. I was like, what if that is, you know, Superman?
Dude!
Like
Oh, I got it.
like what
Superman.
it what if that's the Daily Planet? Like what if you're
Oh
going
my.
into an attraction based off of Superman? Because they can get the rights to the DC characters overseas. Six Flags only has it here.
Wow. That was not on my playing card of
Soon as I saw that round, I'm like, because I know they get a little, like they try to hide, but for some reason that's the first thing after I was kind of trying to go through it. And I'm like, maybe that's Superman. Could you
would,
imagine,
would Superman hit out there? Like, could that be a
dude?
thing?
If Universal did anything DC, yes, it will hit.
Jared, I keep saying somehow Universal gets the rights to Batman and just flushes out a Gotham in Hollywood. I keep saying
Dude,
it. Like,
you know, back in the 90s, that's what they were originally supposed to have in Islands of Adventure, where Marvel Superhero Island was. They were gonna have Batman and Superman. Like the original idea for the Spider-Man attraction was Superman. Like
hmm
that's what was supposed to go in there. And so it would be bring it full circle. Now maybe they can do it.
yeah. We got. Please understand. Says the water in the rocks and bridge out front says Jurassic, plus the rounded roofs. The dome could be like visitor center roof with a huge skeleton inside.
See, the reason why I don't think Jurassic is because they I think they're gonna want to differentiate this park because it's like I was talking to you. Is a lot of people from the UK travel to Florida
Yes,
to come to Universal and to Walt Disney World. They're used to a Jurassic Park slash Jurassic World land at one of their parks there.
and
So
most important,
why?
Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
Yeah, which is why do you see anything that resembles Harry Potter in this art? No,
Nothing.
because they
Nothing.
because why build it here when they've already been to it in Florida? And that also gives you a reason to still travel to Florida.
Yep. You want Harry Potter? You
Because
got to go to
why?
Florida.
Because why would you build a Jurassic World? I mean, I can see in a world where they can build like a Jurassic World attraction like the one in Beijing. Sign me up if they do that. That's cool. But if they're just gonna build something Jurassic World, like a Velocicoaster or something there, like you can do that at Islands of Adventure. Build something different here.
Mm-hmm. Dude, DC would be insane. That'd be
It would be insane.
insane. Wow.
And there's already been rumors out there. Like I think even Alicia Stella was talking about it, and she said they want to differentiate this park and have different IPs in this park because it's in a different part of the world. Like, and this is a part of the world, like we said, travels to Florida to go to Universal out there. So why would they just clone all the same rides here? It would give them no reason to still go to Florida. So
It's like the
they want this
inverse.
to be different.
They want the Florida people now to be the ones traveling to this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. So this
Yeah.
would also give reason for people in Florida to travel to the UK to go to this new park and vice versa.
Yeah.
So they're not going to put a Harry Potter land here. They want you to come to Florida for that. But if they put a Superman ride out here or land, people from Florida is going to come out to the UK.
My gosh. Um, whatever that is, it's giving obviously big ass, massive
Yeah.
ticket dark ride
It
vibes.
it's
where
giving
they're
marquee attraction for the park.
where they're not ashamed to be like, yeah, that's a show building. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep. They're like this is the ride for this park. That's
Yeah,
what that is.
that's the vibe I'm getting too, Jared. That like,
Yep.
because they don't care about sight lines because it's going to be that good. Whatever the hell this is,
I
it's
mean, look at the focal point. You focused on the other side of the lagoon at those bridges with the waterfalls coming down looking straight at that attraction.
hmm
Like they're making that a focal point. They want you to come to that attraction.
yeah. My gosh. Um, over here on the right side, not this roller coaster, but this top area. Man, I can't zoom in more. It's this top area right here, like up
Hmm.
there. There's a lot of rumor, or not rumor, but speculation that it could be Shrek. And they're keeping it vague, kind of thing. How do you feel about Shrek? Is Shrek something that could plop and land out here?
You know, honestly, I could see that. It would be a really cool like land for the park because I know like right now at like Universal Studios Florida, they have like the DreamWorks land with like the little Shrek area, but
Hmm.
I think people really would love like a Shrek themed land with like a dark ride or something like that. Like a Shrek like maybe like trackless dark ride would be so much fun.
Yeah,
And you can even see in the back, it looks like there's a show building in the back.
exactly. So there's something big there too. There's something.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, this is just the money. There is a lot of money being dropped
Yep.
here. Because there was
Yep.
some chatter on Twitter today, Jared, that was like, "Well, this doesn't excite me as much as Epic Universe." I'm like, "What are you talking about? This is
This excites
insane."
me just as much as Epic Universe, man.
Yeah,
Like
that's how I feel.
this is the level of investment. This park right here is probably at the same level of investment that they did just for Epic Universe. Like this is the type of place they are building. It just looks different, but I am equally as excited for this park.
Yeah, I'm. My gosh, this is ridiculous. I
Yeah.
I'm excited. We got Johnny with the super chat. Is there expansion pads? Yeah, what are your thoughts
Oh
on
yeah.
that, Jared? Because there
Oh
is
yeah.
like,
They're not gonna build a park that they can't expand. Universal is very good at making sure. I mean, look at that big one right there off to the right. There's a
yeah,
huge expansion pad right there.
look at that right here, and not even that.
And
This
here's the thing
big
too.
ass green area right here.
And here's the thing, man. When Universal, like when they bought this plot of land, what they're trying to do, they bought even more land. Like they have enough land there in the next to build like a full resort. They can build another theme park there. Like this isn't just a one-off park they're putting. They are making a new resort destination here. Like this is gonna be another Universal Studios resort that's eventually gonna have probably two theme parks and maybe a water park one day. Like this is gonna
Yeah,
be a big deal.
man. Peter, I feel like Peter's very invested in this. Whoever made this park for me. Superman, Back to the Future, Shrek, all my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We got Johnny Nuts. Let me redo my comment. Is there expansion pads in the concept art? It looks like. Um,
Yes.
the thing with this though, what could the expansion pads be? Like, where are they trying to take things? Like, how massive are they
I
trying to
mean, what
go
I would
here?
like to, what I would like them to do. I mean, yes, it's going to be a clone, but why not bring a dark universe here?
For real. And that's what a lot of people were like. But
That would be perfect.
The Phantom, right? The Phantom could be the focal point.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like even if you built like a new village for like a different dark universe, but make it a different village with different monsters that are featured. That'd be perfect. To where each dark universe is unique to each resort that gets one. That'd be
Oh
amazing.
my gosh, it'd be so good. Like Victoria Frankenstein is epic, and then some new made up original
Yeah.
character. Yeah, like it just keeps changing everywhere.
Make it like a big interconnected story between each of the resorts. That would be so freaking cool.
Let me ask this question because this was, I feel like, a big topic. Where's Legend of
Mm-hmm.
Zelda? I thought it was going to UK or Lord of the Rings. What happened? They ain't nothing
I
that looks
mean,
like Lord of the Rings or Zelda.
I think you're gonna get Lord of the Rings from Universal, but it may be in a epic location one day.
They're trying to keep it in Florida. They're trying to keep it in
I
Florida.
mean, I mean, Universal knows if they. I mean, they put the first Harry Potter land there. Lord of the Rings is gonna do incredibly well if and when they ever get to do it. Florida's the obvious location for that to go.
Yeah, it's just already proven itself to be
Yeah,
successful. So, like,
and I mean,
more success.
how cool would it be for the next portal to be Lord of the Rings at Epic Universe? How cool would that be?
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what. I feel like a water ride. like Pirates of the Caribbean or something.
Yep.
That's like a good ride system for Lord of the Rings. I don't know. That's just a vibe I get.
Yep. A water ride would be perfect, man.
Yeah, high
Perfect.
capacity, awesome
Yep.
storytelling opportunity.
It's gonna need high capacity because there's gonna be thousands of people trying to get on that ride.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. My gosh. Let's talk about this one. Everybody is just checking out that this is Minions. Are you on board with that?
So yes and no. I am thinking this is gonna be a Illumination land. I think this
Okay.
is not just going to be Minions. I think it's going to be all their properties from Illumination.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get something with like Sing. I think you're going to get some Secret Life of Pets in here, Minions. I mean, it'd be a perfect little like a kids land for that. I think it'd be perfect.
I could see that. It would be smart because then you have all your IP instead of one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like instead of celebrating just Minions, I know Minions are popular and you could put like really big Minions attractions there, but Secret Life of Pets is also a very popular movie. So is I mean it spawned two sequel like there's two movies. I mean Sing has two movies. Like people like those movies, so why not celebrate them here?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't like talk about Johnny's super chat earlier. I feel like there's expansion maybe back there too,
Uh huh.
for all we know.
Uh huh.
um, this coaster gives the kid vibe too, right? Like
Yeah.
this is not
It
the
looks like
crazy.
a kid's coaster, like a small like maybe like Slinky Dog esque kind of
Yeah,
coaster. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Do you get the vibe though that like this whole park might be kind of more adult orientated a little bit?
Um, yes and no, but I think they're swinging for the fences. I mean, I think yes for thrill seekers because there seems to be a lot of coasters in this park.
Yeah.
Um, on the fact of like big coasters, like not just small ones.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's a I think they are building a fully rounded park here. Like
Okay.
nothing that you are going to be able to bring a whole family here, and everyone is going to have something they're going to want to do.
Yeah, because this bottom area right here does that's the kid, like for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, that's a you can see the little spinner rides, you can see
Flicks
that's where
Flyer.
your kids want to go. Yep. And I think I heard
Everybody
someone
keeps saying
mention
Paddington.
Paddington.
What do you
Yep.
think? What do you? They drop it there?
Dude, hands down, if they put a Paddington land there, I will shove some kids out of the way. I will be there.
Dude, Paddington is incredible, beautiful storytelling movies.
It's have you seen Paddington in Peru?
No, so I'm at the
Oh,
first. So because I was, but I was like, nah, I gotta watch the first movie. And then I watched the first movie, and I was like, what have I been missing out on? Paddington's
yeah.
incredible. What the heck?
Yes. It's incredible.
Oh, like, do you think it would be a Paddington mini land? I guess that could be
Yeah, I think what
something
it could
here.
be, could be cool, a little Paddington Miniland, and maybe that little building there could be like a little stage show with Paddington, like a little maybe
Mm,
meet and greet or some sort of show. It doesn't have to be very big because, I mean, I don't think you're going to create a massive like indoor dark ride based on Paddington, but I think this
yeah,
would be perfect. A couple spinners, maybe a little quick service place to get something to eat, and like a little meet and greet or show. Perfect.
yeah, done. Um, I want to get onto this right here. Is this a hotel?
Aha,
Because
that's the
this is where
hotel,
it
man.
gets juicy. If this is a hotel, they're telling you we want you here multiple days. So all this stuff we're looking
Oh
at,
yeah.
like this is not a 1 day thing. What are your thoughts on
No,
that?
they're building
Because
a
that's huge
500. They're
news.
building a 500. It's 500 room hotel is what they're building.
Wow. How much is the
That's a
Helios?
huge. That's a big hotel. Oh, I don't know how much Helios is, like how many rooms they have. But I
Or
mean, this looks to me like that Universal Grand Hotel at Beijing. That's what this looks like to me.
wow. Helios, 500 rooms, 35 suites. Damn. So it's the
Right
size of
there.
the
Same
Helios.
size as Helios.
Damn.
And I mean, look at the view that you're going to get from that hotel, man. You can either look into the park looking at the lagoon or onto the main like street of the park. Like that's incredible.
Wow. It's just crazy how Universal's getting into the we want a hotel on the property, on the theme park. Like
Yeah.
we want you looking at
Yeah. It's almost like Hotel Miracosta in Tokyo Disney Sea that's like
it.
integrated into the park. This out of any Universal hotel, maybe Helios, but this one even more, I think, is integrated into the architecture of this park.
Yeah,
Like that's the main drag coming into the park, like a main street, and half of it is the hotel.
Dude, let's talk about the main street and then the entrance. Look at this beautiful,
Oh my
ridiculously
god.
cool. Like they got a globe. They got the
Yeah.
arches. This like main street. I don't even know what the heck they're gonna theme that to. And
Dude,
and
do you know
and
what that like picture is gonna look like when you're standing in front of that globe, looking at the globe with the arches in the back, and you can see like a lake in the foreground, like the background?
yeah,
That's gonna be beautiful.
beautiful. Like you walking down that main street is just like you're in some weird paradise you just never knew you were ready for.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the little building right there in like the like top of the right portion
Yeah.
of that with the little red, does that look like the DreamWorks theater to you? Like from Kung Fu Panda?
It kind of does. It kind of does.
That's what I got as soon as I saw it. But then, like right next to it, it looks like a theater entrance, and you can tell there's a theater in the back.
Like down this way, right?
Yeah, like right there, because that looks like the DreamWorks theater to me. But if you
Let me
go
bring that
down a little
up.
bit more,
I'm gonna bring that up real quick. Let me
okay,
see. DreamWorks Theater. Hollywood?
yeah, Hollywood, the Kung Fu Panda experience they have, that thing,
I think you're onto something.
it looks similar, right?
Yeah, it really does. Uh,
Yeah,
uh, yeah, it kind of does.
it kind of looks similar.
Yeah, because like a concept art is never exact, but it does look
Yeah, it
similar.
never is.
Wow. Would
You
it
know
be
what?
Kung Fu Panda or is something else?
No, they could just do a DreamWorks theater and have it a totally different property.
What would be a strong DreamWorks to put it out there? Like Trolls?
How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh my gosh, How to Train Your Dragon. Jeez Louise. Do you think it would be the stage show, like the Broadway stage show, or it'd be
No,
like the
I think they
theater?
could do like a unique How to Train Your Dragon in the essence of like Kung Fu Panda, like a projection, like big, like moving theater type of show. I think that would be really, really cool.
You know what I think would work? It's just like a random thought I'm having, like
Mhm.
a Soren but Paddington. It would just be good.
You know what also would be good? I've always said this could be fun, and I mean, Universal used to do this. Like back in the day, they used to have an attraction where Minions Mayhem is at Universal Florida. They had a Jimmy Neutron attraction, right? From back in the day. And that Jimmy Neutron attraction went through a bunch of different Nickelodeon shows like SpongeBob, and it went just through a bunch of different shows, but you were based in the Jimmy Neutron world. How cool would that be if they did something like that for like DreamWorks? Like you had a Soarin' theater and you were going through all the different properties of DreamWorks, not just one singular one.
Wow, yeah, I would love
Yeah, there it
that.
is.
I would love that.
Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast. I went on that my first trip to Universal.
Damn. I didn't even know this ride existed.
Yeah, and it was a wild attraction, man. And you went to a bunch of different Nickelodeon shows, like a bunch of different ones, like Fairly Odd Parents.
It
It
says
was
SpongeBob
crazy.
Arnold, I think.
Yep. Yeah. Hey Arnold. It and I think the film is on YouTube somewhere. Like they have the whole ride film somewhere.
Wow. Um, for UK, them putting that hotel there really means
Hmm.
like they mean business. Like
Yep.
they ain't trying to do a 1 day thing. They want people staying. Like
No.
this is multi day.
And
Um,
they also announced with this they're also putting in a shopping district. So they're getting a city walk. They're getting their own city walk there too.
wow,
They just
we
don't have
just
it in this art, but they
yeah, not
said
in the
they're
art.
building a shopping and entertainment district. So they're gonna have a whole city walk, a hotel. It's a whole destination, man.
All
Like
right,
this is costing Universal billions of
yeah,
dollars. Billions.
money. Um,
Yep.
let's talk about the most important thing out of all this. 2031. What? I literally I
Dude,
started cussing when I heard 20. I was like, this can't be real. No way.
what
No way.
what's crazy? They said they're not going to start construction until 2026, which means they are going to have this entire resort, the hotel, the park, the city walk done in 5 years. All
Wow.
of this.
How can Universal have these abilities? Like how?
I I don't know. It took Magic Kingdom 5 years to build Tron, like a cloned roller coaster, and they're going to build an entire resort in the UK in 5 years. It's insane.
Like 2031 is literally around the corner. It's
It
not that
is.
far. It is not that
I
far.
mean, we were just talking earlier, man, about these attractions at Disneyland that are under construction that are going to take, 3 years to build. They're not going to open until 2028, 29. And then only, what, 2 years later, a whole new theme park is going to open? Like, that's insane.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I
No, I don't get
don't
it either.
get. I just don't get. I had to like. I've been trying to stay out of like Disney is worried, Disney is
Hmm.
scared. Things are bad. I had to post this one. That this is Bob Iger today. Because at a certain point, it's like, what the freak, man?
It's true.
They're doing Epic, Hollywood
Yep.
Drift, that
Yep.
Texas water park, Unleashed, Great Britain. What? Like
And dude,
what?
this is just the stuff they've announced. There's more stuff they're working on. They even said in that video that when they were talking about Epic, they're already planning their first expansion of Epic Universe. They have plans for the other parks in Florida. They have a 5-year expansion plan for Hollywood. Like, they're not slowing down, man.
How could this be real, Jared? How?
I don't
This
know. But
make
hey, here's your Coco ride in 2029.
I think there is a little bit of like, all right, this is getting a little too much from Universal. Not necessarily like Disney has to respond, but it has to be like we can't we can't let them just be doing this, and we're just going one at attraction at a time kind of thing. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep. Yeah.
Uh,
And the thing is, I don't think the response to this, and me and you talked about this yesterday, their response is not to build a fifth theme park at Disney World or a third theme park at Disneyland. Just be very ambitious and build a lot of crap at your current parks. Just
hmm
build a lot of stuff. That's how you counter this, man.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna get eclipsed. Like it's you don't I don't think they're gonna stop at the UK resort, man. We were just talking offline. There's those rumors again about a second theme park already for Beijing. Like, and
It's just
the
getting too
the
crazy.
rumor out there is they're gonna get their own epic universe. Like they're gonna get like it's they're not slowing down.
Yeah, yes, it's a kids park, water park out there in Texas. It's both. They're gonna get both. They're gonna
Yeah.
get both, and a resort. They got the hotel covered.
And don't think that that Texas one is the only one Universal is going to build.
And,
They're going to
and
build
I
multiples of those.
and I want to get to that. I want to get to that right now. Universal. Oh, man, we gotta. I want to play this video. I just want to play it. Is it? Should I play it from the beginning? Man, I'm just gonna play it from the middle. Let me see.
To a place that you've only dreamed.
We're fired up by change. We thrive on change. And by going to Universal Orlando Resort, you get the total experience.
In so many ways, our history, our present, and our future is the same. What we're always striving for is making people feel something very human and very connected, whether it's fear or joy or awe. We want to give that to them. There are already so many things in the works now. We have a slate of new attractions that were already in development for every one of our parks. We're already planning for the next thing at Epic.
It fits with our ethos of making the next thing we do better than the last thing we did.
This park, which has for years been ours, and then all of a sudden the park is open and it's not our park anymore.
There is such joy that something you have wished for your whole life or only dreamed of actually becomes a reality.
I
Here's the
just
thing, man.
I can't see Josh tomorrow or Bob Iger pumping out one of these right now.
That's what I was going to say, man. Tell me this does not seem like a video you would have seen Disney put out 10 years ago. This is exactly
Easily
something Disney was putting out to be like, oh my gosh, look at all this new stuff we have coming. Now it's Universal saying, look at this park that we're getting ready to open, but also we have a ton of stuff we're still going to build. Like, we're not stopping at Epic Universe. And today's announcement was kind of them confirming they're not stopping.
like at all. Like
No.
it almost feels like the beginning of whatever the heck this renaissance. This
Like,
investment it's unreal, Jared. I don't know how else to say it. It's just unreal.
Comcast saw that their theme park business could be as big of a revenue driver for their company as it is for Disney. Disney, their experience business is the biggest income, like revenue driver for the company. That's why they're saying they wanted to invest $60 billion into it. So Universal or Comcast sees the writing on the wall. Let's be aggressive with this. Let's just build, 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 build. And people are going to come to this stuff. They said they're anticipating 8.5 million people are going to visit this UK park in the first year. That's a lot.
That's just crazy. And I think there was do you remember the big numbers for Epic, like what they were expecting? How many visitors like in their first year?
I'm gonna look that up.
I almost want to say they said like 10 million or something, or
I think you're right. I think it's like 10 or 12 million, something like that.
that they were like expecting. I could have sworn that was like something that was said. I feel like it was.
CNN said some analysts said 6 million in the first year, but I don't think that's correct. Oh yeah, this article says 11.
11 million. Okay. I knew I was
Yeah.
somewhere around there. Yeah. Damn. Wild. We got Johnny with the super chat dropping 10. What? All the Imagineers Disney laid off are letting Disney have it when Universal picked them up. They're giving them the ideas they had for Disney. Disney lost what Universal gained. Just my opinion. Any opinion on that, Jared? There's a lot of validity to that.
I'm not gonna say he's not wrong. Because if you remember during the bald Chapek era, he was gonna move all Imagineers to Florida, and he started making people take either they're leaving the company or they're moving to Florida, and then a lot of people left the company because of that, and then they canceled that plan. So why wouldn't Universal Creative swoop up all of these designers that can build their next greatest theme parks in different locations around the world? Why not?
With arms wide open. Come on down.
Yeah.
Come on down over here.
Seriously. I mean, that's what happened with back in the 90s with Islands of Adventure. Islands of Adventure was designed by fired Disney Imagineers.
Ah,
And
I didn't know that.
Look at the park that they built.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think one thing too is with whatever Disney's kind of been doing lately, it doesn't really feel like Imagineer or imagination was something that was like the creativity level was just an explosion of like, we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to go big. And because when you look at Epcot, it hurts, Jared. I know it hurts you.
It hurts me every day I see what that park looks like.
It's just, and not even that, like Avenger Campus too, in all reality. And
dude,
yeah.
I mean, I love that Marvel is getting some presence in the parks because I love MCU movies. I always have. The last phase has not been my favorite, but I've loved those characters. And to see the land that we got, I rather would have had Flick's Fun Fair there, man. Like it was a very immersive land, what they had there for Bug's Life, and we lost it for Web Slingers.
Yeah.
Like
a stunt show with what is the villain's name again? I can't even remember. Taskmaster, and the Taskmaster nobody cares about.
Yeah, and all the entertainment taken away, and like it's
brutality. Doctor Strange
a stale
getting
land now.
sunsetted. Literally, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
They built that for him, and he got fired. Literally fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sad. It just hurts.
It's a stale land, and that's what sucks. Like they could, I would have rather than I know this is. I mean, it's too late at this point. I would have rather them, after they did Mission Breakout, go towards like Hyperion with an event like a Marvel land that way. Go into the backlight area. That would have been the better land because for me, one of my favorite lands in all of DCA was Bugs Land, man. That place was incredibly themed. Like
you were literally an ant.
The clovers towering over you, and like it was so cool.
And it had so many rides, like
and you know what it had? It had shade.
It had charm to it. It had personality.
If you walk into Avengers Campus right now, you're gonna get a sunburn because there's no shade.
And that concrete's just it's the heat that's coming at you from the ground.
Me and Danny have talked about this too. I also cannot stand the Avengers theme music that just loops over and over and over and over again in that land. There is so much music from these movies. I don't need to hear the dang Avengers theme song every 5 seconds. I don't.
It would be cool if they looped Spider-Man into Captain America in a Black Panther.
They have over 30 movies in the MCU. There is 30 film soundtracks out there that they can loop on a day-to-day basis. But they choose the damn Avengers theme song over and over again.
Oh man, and we just had the stunt show ended, Jared. There's nothing going on right now at Adventure Campus.
They spent millions on that Stuntronic to have a whole nice show, and all they do is just fling them up in the air and okay, we're done.
I missed the parkour Spider-Man. We got Anthony Alvarez. So epic, and now these parks got me so hyped for whatever expansion for Hollywood is. And these rides they're going to build for us give us Dark Universe. Let me ask you, Jared. There's a lot of talk with Simpsons leaving in the near future. Do you think Universal's more inclined to demolish and start fresh, or they retheme Simpsons again? Like, where do you think they're going to go?
They
with
demolish that building. Demolish the hell out of that building. That building is now when did Back to the Future was built? Like in the early 90s?
Yeah, it feels like 30, 40. I don't even know. It feels like a long time. It's a long time.
I don't think people realize just how ginormous that building is.
Yeah.
It's huge. Like if you look down the hill, because it goes down below where you're at, like it's a huge building. And if they got rid of that whole building, and with the rumors of, studio tour maybe moving to the lower lot, that opens up a huge amount of land for them to do something up there with.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. I'm bringing it up right now on a satellite view. Let me see. Simpsons, where are you at? Look at that right there.
Look at the size of that thing.
It's ginormous. It's huge.
It's huge.
Like it makes the studio tour loading look small.
And if you did a 3D version of that to see how far down that building goes,
yeah, no, it's ginormous.
Insane.
Yeah.
Like, look, you could see it there. Look how big that building is.
Yeah. No, it really is huge.
Yeah.
Man, I have the photo up right here. You think this is going to be more interesting than what we're kind of seeing? Like, what's your vibe on this right here?
So I think this is step one of a very large project that is coming to that lower lot.
Mm-hmm.
They have to do a lot of infrastructure work. I think people forget that when it comes to like theme park expansion. If they're getting rid of something that's a vital asset to even the studio lot or the theme park itself, they have to build new infrastructure and, relocate where those things are going. So if they are wanting to move the studio tour back to the lower lot, a lot of things have to happen before they just start construction on that.
Mm-hmm.
So like this, it looks like they're going to start doing some new retaining walls.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were saying, oh, well, the Hillside Project is just a retaining wall. It's not the studio tour. That's not necessarily the truth. They have to start with this stuff before they can get into that.
Let me see. I have a bet. Here it is. There we go. That's a better photo. Yep.
Yeah. And so I 110% believe this is the start of whatever this 5-year plan is for Universal in Hollywood. They have to start infrastructure work first. Like when they start, okay, prime example, when they did Galaxy's Edge, they had to go backstage first and move a bunch of different infrastructure pieces before they can start the full construction of what they wanted to do with Galaxy's Edge. This is what they're doing here with whatever they are planning for the lower lot.
Dude, 5 years. When does the timer start? Is like, are we in the first year? What do you think?
I think it started with the construction of Hollywood Drift.
Hollywood Drift.
I think that's when our 5 years started. When they started construction on that last year, I think that's our 5 years.
Something that doesn't get talked about enough, and I want to bring it up right now. Universal Hollywood has been on a tear. They've been on a tear.
Yep.
If you could go back to Jurassic World, Secret Life of Pets, Super Nintendo World, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, and whatever the heck's going to happen in the future that we don't know about. This is unreal change. Hollywood doesn't change like that in this short period, like 5 years. Like, we're not talking a long time.
No. And the amount that this place has changed just in the time I've been going to this park. Like, if you look from when the moment a Hogsmeade opened in Hollywood, they have been on a trajectory of non-stop change at this park. They are touching every single aspect of this park. It's to me. I talked to a friend about this, a buddy of mine. It's almost like they're building a new park within the park. Like, they are changing the whole park as it's still open. They are going section by section to make this, once they're done with whatever they're wanting to do, it's going to feel like a brand new theme park.
Insane. Like how?
And I mean, that lower lot, man, all of those, I really do believe all of those sound stages are not for this world very much longer, man. There's a reason why
we've heard that a lot.
The sound stages on the other side.
Yeah, we've heard that a lot. That these sound stages down here and surrounding Transformers and all that, they're not long for the world. They really are not.
I'm even going to go out on a limb, and I know this is a hot take, but I could even see them. Because right now the thing that is like holding up, making a big cohesive land down there, is Transformers. It's kind of right smack in the middle, and they're gonna.
It just launched them from expansion, right? Like, it just stopped them.
So why not just close down Transformers and demolish it? Why not?
Man, so wild. Say there is expansion and big changes coming. The Mummy is probably not long for this world either, right? Like, I feel like the eyes are there.
I've been ready for the Mummy to go for a while. I love I love Revenge of the Mummy. It was one of my first coasters at Universal Hollywood back in the day. But man, when you go on the one in Florida, it really makes you be like, damn, we got the worst version.
I'm starting to feel that way when I saw Epic Universe's Nintendo Land. I'm like, what? What? They got all this? And they got Donkey Kong too?
like you walk at, like, I saw the videos of people walking into that land, and I'm like, you can walk around and not run into people? Like, what the heck?
What is this? Also, if
they have 3 levels, man.
If they get rid of sound stages, what happens at HHN? I feel like HHN, they're just gonna find a way. So they will never.
They'll adapt.
Best. Yeah, they're gonna adapt.
Yeah, because I mean, look in Florida, man. Florida, most of their houses are not soundstage houses. Most of their houses are tent houses in Florida, and Florida is like the top tier event in the country. So if they just have to do more tent houses, they do more tent houses. I mean, that's fine.
It is what it is at that point.
Yeah.
Since we're on the topic of HHN, does HHN come to UK? Do they like that? Nobody's really talked about it.
Yes, they do.
Yeah? Wow.
They are big into Halloween. But here's the thing. I would be more apt in, let's say, their City Walk. Why don't they build a Horror Unleashed that's horror all year long?
Oh, wow. Wow. Damn.
Because their weather is also a little unpredictable in the UK. So I don't know how it is in like the Halloween months, but if they can have a Halloween Horror Nights experience that's open year round, rain or shine, that'd be perfect for them.
Oh man. Dude, them having these Unleashed in their back pocket is game changer. It really is.
It really is, man. And they could put Horror Unleashed literally anywhere.
You know, Jared, I keep saying, why don't they drop one in Irvine Spectrum? Just drop it near Disney.
Yeah.
Horrors Unleashed. Irvine Spectrum.
They can put this. They can put this in like multiple locations across this country, and it will be so freaking popular. Like, if you dropped if you drop, let's say, like a Horror Unleashed, even in like the San Francisco area in
Yeah.
California, that place will be busy all year long. Put this in New York, like it is gonna be insane.
Yeah, and they whoever it was mentioned that like from a cost perspective, they're not expensive. You know, when you compare it to a theme park, the Unleashed
No,
is like in their alley of like we
yeah,
could budget
it's
that.
just a permanent Halloween Horror Nights. That's all it is.
Yeah, like we
Yeah,
could budget that. We could make that happen. And yeah, I'm excited to hear where the next Unleashed project is, whatever they call it. Yeah, I think Irvine Spectrum or just Irvine would be a good spot for one, where it's like close enough to Disney.
you know what?
You know what I mean?
I'll go. I'll even go out on a limb. I want them to buy the Queen Mary and put one there.
Wow, dude, that would be the most insane news. That like Universal's like we're buying the Queen Mary. We're gonna do a theme park city walk thing here, and we're gonna start our cruise line also from Long Beach.
Yeah, do what Disney wanted to do in the '90s, and just take it from them.
Just a
Because Disney wanted to
Universal
put a
Sea.
yep,
That
yep.
would be so ridiculous. I would be if I was Disney. I'd be like, whoa, we're gonna buy that.
And see what's
Actually.
crazy is like these seem like crazy speculation type of stuff, but if you would have asked me 2 or 3 years ago if Universal was going to build a brand new resort in the UK, I would have laughed at you. But
Yeah,
now look, it's happening. So there's nothing out of the realm of possibility for Universal to be doing.
yeah. All the stuff that's happening is not real. It doesn't seem real. Epic UK.
And let me
Fast and Furious, I would have laughed. No way Hollywood does that.
no.
Right here, they're going to shut down two of their 30-year-old shows or whatever, 25-year-old shows. No way. On the hill. They're going to build a roller
And
coaster on this hill. I don't believe you. Bam.
And let me tell you, man,
It's complete-
if you don't think Comcast and Universal is not gonna get serious into the cruise line game in the next 10 years, you're not seeing the writing on the wall.
They have
It's
to be
gonna
eyeing
happen.
it, right? Universal has to be eyeing cruise line.
Dude, could you imagine if they bought their own like private island like Disney and theme it to like Jurassic World?
Oh my gosh, dirty. It's just so dirty.
Like it'd be amazing. Like if you could go to like Jurassic Park, like in the middle of like the Bahamas, like that's amazing.
Yeah, just money maker, and Disney proved this is profitable beyond belief. Like they've proven it
Yep.
year in
Yep.
year out. Universal has to be looking at it. Like there's no way that
Yeah.
there's not a team.
There's no
That's
way they're
considering
not
it.
looking at this.
Yeah.
And I could even see them maybe dipping their toe in the cruise line game by like maybe partnering with like a different cruise line and maybe theming one of their ships to Universal instead of building their own.
Yeah.
But dude, could you imagine the possibility, even like we were just talking about horror nights, like during Halloween, could you imagine like HHN at sea? Like
Infinite moneymaker.
that would be insane.
HHN in the sea is like sold out. Like
Yeah.
it's just my gosh, it's so much. Oh my gosh, so much money. They just have like permanent walkthrough, or no, like they just
Yep.
convert a show bill or like a room into
Yeah.
a walkthrough somehow. I don't even know how.
Like, could you imagine like the story could be like Jack took over the ship or something like that, and
God
he's
damn.
wrecking havoc on the cruise? Like it's
I feel
easy.
all the Florida people would go nuts for that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We got Johnny with the super chat. I've given up on the golf course. It's never going to get sold. But if it ever did, the things they could do, but not happening. Yeah, no, that golf course, I brought it up so many times.
They're never selling that golf course.
It's just like untouchable. It's just that's how
So
it seems.
here's the reason why it's never going to be sold is there are so many Hollywood executives that use that golf course And they do that for like business meetings and things like that. Like they are not gonna give up their luxury so you can put a theme park there. It's never gonna happen.
But the possibilities are just stupid.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it would if they were able to buy that instantly. I would tell them, all right, Bill, give us an epic universe in Hollywood
Yeah.
right now.
2 epic universes. Oh my gosh. Out of all the projects coming to Disneyland, which one are you most excited for? Of Coco, Avatar, or Avenger Campus Expansion? Which one are you most excited for?
Whichever one they actually build.
The one that exists?
No, if I'm being honest, I really think the Avatar stuff is gonna be amazing. Infinity Defense looks really good, but I think my heart is on the Coco attraction, man. If that is done right, that could be DCA's Pirates of the Caribbean, man.
That sounds amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah, I hope they just animatronic craziness.
Well, and they're really selling it a lot because they said they're taking inspiration from like rides like Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean, and that puts the excitement level and the expectation of this attraction pretty high.
Yeah.
Like if you start putting those attractions in the conversation with Coco, you have a lot to live up to.
Yep. I don't even know why. I'm just thinking this right now. Like everything I've seen with Epic Universe and just all these new things coming everywhere, I can't help but think like Disneyland is still the perfect theme park. Like from the rides, the usage of real estate, what they offer, sight lines. You know, there's a lot of shit talking on sight lines at Epic, which is valid. I'm not even complaining.
Yeah.
But Disneyland, when I was there, I just kept thinking like nothing beats Disneyland. Like this is the ultimate theme park. Like literally.
Dude, I was just there on Saturday. I was texting you when I was there. And even on a super packed, hot, it was kind of warm and there was people everywhere. It is the best theme park, even just to walk around.
Yeah.
That part, there is something... I mean, I hate to throw this out. There is something magical about Disneyland. Just being at Disneyland. It is the perfect theme park.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy because, like, even when they build this UK thing, I think Disneyland will still be the number one. It's just perfection, literally.
They just need to stop cutting entertainment.
I know. Gosh. Let me run this one by you, Jared. Last thing of the night.
Okay.
So my buddy said we're gonna have Paint the Night run, you know, obviously through the 70th and whatever. But the conversation was he doesn't think Magic Happens returns. So come 2027, we could get a new offering and Magic Happens just gets sunsetted. You think there's any validity or like a heartbeat to that? Because that's kind of wild because Magic Happens, a lot of money and effort got pumped into that. Like a lot. Like
So,
how do you feel to hear something like that? You know what I mean?
Honestly, I could see it happening.
It's just crazy when I heard that. I was like,
yeah,
what?
like the reason why I say that is because it debuted in 2020. So, and I know it got a bad rap because literally like a week, 2 weeks later, the park shut down for a year. But usually at Disneyland especially, parades usually only last about 5 to 7 years at Disneyland. And technically speaking, we are in its 5th year.
Damn.
That this would be a parade. So I could see them cutting it. That's not to say this parade couldn't go to a different theme park somewhere that maybe needs a parade. like Hollywood Studios or something like
I
that.
know. there's a couple good options out there.
Yeah, there's a couple good options out there because even I would let them have Magic Happens at Magic Kingdom because Festival of Fantasy is like 14 years old at this point. Like it is time to let it go. Like
It is time.
so, and I also think it would be a perfect time at the end of the 70th. I think not only Disneyland, I think DCA needs a brand new full parade. They don't need these little, like, even better together. It's a small version of what they used to do. Like, it is nothing compared to Pixar Play Parade or Block Party Bash or something like that.
Or the first parade that came to DCA. Like, that was
Yeah, Eureka. Yeah.
Eureka was insane. Like,
Yeah, like, we
We-
need parades like that at DCA again. And I think both parks could, I think it'd be probably 2027. They would need to debut. I think that would be a perfect way to kick off like the new year in 2027. Have both parks have brand new parades. And the thing at like DCA, you could have Pixar characters, you could have Marvel characters in that one.
Yeah.
Like, you can have all sorts of different things in that parade over there that's different than Disneyland. And I think that would be a fun parade. Like, and DCA has always been, especially like Block Party Bash and like Pixar Play Parade, they are a different type of parade. They're usually like performances. They're like a whole parade, it stops, does a whole like show, and then continues. I mean, Pixar Play Parade also shot water at you while you were in the middle of summer. Like,
Yep.
that's a fun thing. Like, they are always like an inventive parade, and I don't think they've been doing that for quite some time.
And Tokyo did that Baymax thing to cool the crowds
Yeah.
off in Tokyo, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need. Like,
We
and
need that
even at
Baymax.
DCA. Even at DCA, we have San Francisco Square, so you can have Big Hero 6 in your parade there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like you can have Spider-Man, like a Spider-Man float or an Avengers float, or like
Awesome.
That's awesome. And I mean, we don't have the red car anymore, so you can get rid of the trolley, the wires up top, so you can have big, huge parade floats again.
Yep. And I feel like investment like that for DCA would be appropriate because they're trying to make DCA big, a big deal.
Yeah, because DCA is where the focus is going right
Yeah,
now. Like, clearly,
Avengers
Avatar,
and Coco at this point are confirmed that way. Avatar is in the air.
Yes.
We think it's going over there, but if all three projects are going, that's billions of dollars right there in a DCA.
Yes. And that's acres and acres of new like attractions. Like so it would be wise to put something new over there, like parade wise. And I know, like, I mean, I'd like to say that we could also put something in the Hyperions someday, but I think the Hyperion's also not going to be around for very much longer.
It sure feels that way. Hyperion, I don't think Hyperion makes it to 2030 at all. Like,
no, I don't even think it makes it past 2027. Like, I think it's gone soon.
Oh, damn. That's going to be wild.
And because, I mean, the last thing we had was Rogers the Musical for like 2.5 months, and that was it.
Yeah. How do you not bring that back? How do you not bring that back? I'm shocked.
Kept it there. Honestly, I think to get a lot of goodwill with people in the theme park community that's a little jaded when it comes to Disneyland right now.
I know.
Bring back Aladdin.
Wow.
Do you know how busy that park would be?
That's how you sunset that theater. Is you bring back Aladdin.
One last performance of Aladdin. One last season of Aladdin. Come see it before the Hyperion goes away.
The amount of I don't even know what to call it. Front row seat, dining plan, whatever they call it, the premium seating.
You can sell dessert packages, dining packages. You could sell whatever you wanted for every seat in that house, and it would be packed every day.
For Aladdin, dude. Sold out. Oh my gosh. I had a chance to see Aladdin on my last cruise line. Was I on the Wish? I don't even remember. I think I was on the Wish. Aladdin, when I watched it, I was like, damn, this is
it's classic, man.
It's too damn good.
Classic.
It's so good. And we watched Little Mermaid, and I was just bored. So bored. Yep. I don't know what it was. It just wasn't hitting. But when I saw Aladdin, I was just like, This is so magical. I can't believe
Yeah,
how
there
good
was
this
something
is.
about like Aladdin at the Hyperion that still like I enjoyed Frozen. Like it was a good musical. Like they did a good job with Frozen at the Hyperion. It was not Aladdin though.
Yeah.
Aladdin was magical. Like when that flying carp with the magic carpet flies over the audience in the Hyperion, done. It's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. And it's the perfect send off for that theater, just period. There's no,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I
Do
feel
you
like
I mean
if they put the Rogers the musical, it wouldn't sit right with people, I think.
no, man. Like I went into Rogers the Musical. I know it was only playing for like 2 months or 3 months or whatever it was. I went in there like 4th of July weekend, and there were plenty of seats in that place, man. No
Yeah.
one wanted to see it.
Yeah. It might be unpopular to say this, but honestly, Frozen would probably pack the house now too. Like if it
Yeah,
came back, it
yeah,
probably would.
yeah. But
Oh
if
man,
you did that, like if they said they're closing the Hyperion, but we have one more season of Aladdin, come see it before it goes away forever.
done.
Done.
Yeah, sheesh, that'd be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Magic Happens going to Walt Disney World would be genius. It'd be genius to
Genius.
ship it out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like either Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom. Put it in either one of those parks. That play, I would love. Honestly, I would love to see Magic Happens at Magic Kingdom.
Oh, it'd be
I mean, it's in the
beautiful.
name. Magic
Yeah.
Happens, Magic Kingdom. Done.
Beautiful, and people would book trips for that. Like they
Yeah, for
want to
sure.
see that. Yeah.
Especially they can do like, hey, we have this brand new Magic Happens parade, and we also have our nighttime parade. So I mean,
So Dave,
the
why are you leaving? You would
entertainment they
never
have.
leave. You would never leave Magic
They would
Kingdom.
have Magic Happens. They would have Disney Starlight, and then Happily Ever After as their fireworks show. That's a stacked lineup.
Yeah, I feel like people wouldn't leave Magic Kingdom. You would just stay
No.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah, and I don't mean to like do the whole battle thing, but at that point it's like Epic who? Like you're gonna stay at Epic. There's no park hopping that day. Like people,
It is crazy.
You would stay at Magic
It
Kingdom.
it is wild to me that Disney can like respond to a new theme park just with entertainment.
Well,
It's wild to me.
let's talk about that real quick. I was talking to Danny about this, and I've mentioned it before that a great response to Epic is little things like the Disney bubble, the Magical Express,
Oh my gosh.
your luggage just showing up in your room from when you get just being in the Disney bubble. You're in the bubble. You get to book lightning lanes ahead of everybody because you're on property. You get your magic hour, early hour, whatever. All these little things really put the hooks on people to not go to Epic or whatever. Like, no, I'm staying at Walt Disney World. And that convenience and the bubble, it's a very powerful thing, like, in my opinion.
Dude, so the way you counter like Epic with those little things like you're saying with like Disney Bubble, the way you can just put a nail in the coffin for that. Say everyone who stays at a resort hotel and books a vacation gets 3 free lightning lanes.
Yeah, done.
Make it like it was before, where you get 3 like Fast Pass Pluses.
Oh,
Give
my
them free
gosh.
3 lightning lanes when you book a resort hotel.
Which
Done.
was a thing, right? It was a thing.
Yep. There's a whole video. Have you seen that video that Disney put out pre-pandemic about all the benefits you got for staying in the resort hotel?
Yeah, who posted that? I want to bring that up. Who posted that? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It's on YouTube somewhere. I know that. But it's a whole list of stuff that they used to get, and not a single one of those benefits are around nowadays.
Gosh, I wish I could bring that video. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I was like, dude,
Yeah,
we
they're like
had...
singing like supercalifragilistic, like something, and it's wild. Because even like right now, their extra magic hours they used to have, dude, extra magic hours at the theme parks in Disney World when you stayed at a resort hotel, you got to stay at a theme park. There was a different theme park every night, and it was open 3 hours later for resort hotel guests. Now they give you like an extra hour, and that's it. It used to be a 3-hour a thing for resort hotel guests. So if the Magic Kingdom closed at 10 o'clock, you could stay there till 1 a.m.
I think it's this video, Jared. Let me just go to I think it's this one.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Here at Disney Park, you could play all day with Mickey and see fireworks at dark. You want to spend even more time in a Disney theme park? Well, listen to this. Stay right here with us and then you'll get some magic powers. Extra time inside the parks, we call it extra magic hours. These extra magic hours happen every single day. It's all complimentary, an extra thank you for your stay.
And now that's gone.
Hey, check this out. It's called a magic band. Another cool perk you get when you stay in a Disney resort.
Now you got to pay for it.
And now they're $45.99.
Dude, this whole commercial is that. They took it away.
Like,
Oh,
literally,
gotta
when
pay
you
for
stayed
it.
at the resort hotel before, they gave you a magic band. Everyone in your family got a free magic band.
Damn.
And you got the Fast Pass Plus. You had the Magical Express taking you to the parks. Like, there's a lot of benefits they got rid of, man.
Let me keep going. Hold on.
Come on, get it now. Make your trip a wow, it's sweet. And you know what else is sweet? As a guest of a Disney resort hotel, you get first access to Fast Pass Plus service.
Oh, I can't watch it. It hurts too much. It hurts too much. Dude, it's not the same Disney. It's just not.
It's not.
It's not.
And this was not that long ago, man. This was not that long ago.
9 years ago. This was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, they had all of those benefits up until 2020.
Wow. Dude, that's wild to watch that commercial again.
Isn't it? Like, Fast Pass Plus, gone. Free Magic Band, gone. Magical Express, gone. Extra Magic Hours, gone. All of it's gone.
I'll bring up this picture again. Bob Iger right now. It's just
like if Disney, if like Josh tomorrow said all of these benefits are coming back.
No,
he got on the stage at Destination D23 and was like, Magical Express is coming back. We're bringing back extra magic hours. If you stay here, we give you a brand new magic band. All this kind of stuff. Moneymaker. Right there.
But most importantly, if they do that, those people are not going to Epic at all.
Nope.
They're not even going to Orlando, Universal Orlando.
Because if you think about why they did all of this, man, is because of that Disney bubble. They put all of these benefits in place, and even the picking you up at the airport and taking you to your resort hotel, that's very deliberate because they don't want you stopping anywhere before you get to Disney. They pick you up at the airport, you get to Disney, you now spend all your money at Disney, not any other place in Orlando.
From the beginning to the end, all your money at Disney. Hold on, I just want to see what's next after this.
60 full days before you check in. Else is sweet? As a guest of a Disney resort hotel, you get first access to Fast Pass Plus service up to 60 full days before you check in. Flying into Orlando Airport? Then you get to experience Disney's Magical Express service. We can pick you up with our airport bus. Drop.
Justin, this is unreal. It's unreal. It's a great response.
It's literally every single thing in that video is gone.
Or you got to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. So, Lightning Lane, you're at least paying, what, $35 a day?
Yeah.
Your Magic Band costs you $45 a person. Right there.
Rough,
now you have to get to the resort hotel from the airport. So, I mean, everything costs extra now.
Yeah.
Everything.
We got Johnny with another super chat. I wish Muppets would replace Phil Harmagic. Would fill that theater in DCA, bring it back to DCA. Any opinion on Phil Harmagic?
Okay, so the problem with Muppets in that theater, no one went to it when it was in DCA. It was empty all the time. I love Muppet Vision 3D. I love it in Hollywood Studios. But it's popular in Hollywood studios. It was never popular in DCA.
It
never
just
was.
feels like that location is cursed. I feel like it's cursed.
And in PhilharMagic, the one here in DCA is far inferior to the one in Orlando. Have you've done the one? Have you done the one in Orlando? Mark?
No, I never. That was one of those things where like I'm not wasting my time on that. You know what I mean?
Dude, let me tell you, you need to do it once because you will see the difference in these two places. The one in DCA looks like you filmed it in like off of like a handy cam in the back of a theater compared to what they have in Orlando. It's a huge theater with like rounded projectors, like the whole entire theater's all around you. It's a huge to do there. And we have this tiny little screen that like I fell in love with PhilharMagic when I went to Orlando for the first time. I loved it. So I was super excited to see it come to DCA. I was there the day it opened in DCA with Alana. I was there and I went in and I was like, what in the F is this?
I heard PhilharMagic was supposed to be like a temporary thing. As weird as that sounds, and it just Disney keeps putting projects back and further and not getting to things.
Honestly, just make it what they used to do with that theater. Do previews of Disney movies, of new upcoming Disney movies. Those usually were pretty popular. Like when they would do you remember when they did like Maleficent preview in there and things like that? Just do that. I don't care if I'm just watching a 3-minute trailer in there. At least it's something entertaining.
You know, it would be cool to do trailers because, just for instance, this year they could have done Captain America, Snow White, Stitch. Stitch would be a very popular thing to, and kind of have maybe a trailer that's specific to that theater too. You know, that'd be cool.
Or I have been an advocate for this for years, man. Ever since the service launched. Why on Disney property do they not have a Disney Plus theater?
I know.
Where they showcase like an episode or two of something on their service and you can sign up for Disney Plus like at the exit gift shop or something.
Yeah.
Like why they synergize everything else in that damn park. Why don't they do it with Disney Plus?
Like this would be a good time to have what is his name?
Daredevil?
Daredevil. Yeah, I was just thinking Born Again, but Daredevil's the newest episode just playing in there. Why not?
Yeah.
Test it. Just do it.
Or like when Percy Jackson was airing, like put the first episode of Percy Jackson there.
Oh, perfect example, the Goofy documentary thing. My gosh. People would I would go see that there.
Heck yeah.
And then
I don't
on the way out, like, hey, you get 6 months for $6, Disney Plus.
Yeah, like or be like that. Like, here's your deal for being in the park today. This is what you can sign up for Disney Plus for this much. Exactly. You give them a deal, or an implied deal, and people will sign up for it.
Yeah.
I've been saying that since 2019, man. I have been saying they need to do something at the Disney parks, and I'm not usually one for like pushing more synergy in these parks, but you have a streaming service where like you want people to sign up for it. Use your dang parks for that, man. Not just a Disney Plus day every year that you hand out like ears to people and like a medallion you can get. Like, no.
That gets nobody. I feel like it gets nobody to sign up for Disney Plus.
No. I even said before they destroyed AMC theaters, they should have made that a Disney Plus like theater, like where you could have just went and paid money to go see like episodes of different things, and like that would be dope.
People would have paid crazy money to watch Mandalorian in there in a theater.
Yeah, or like when Hocus Pocus 2 came out, like you could have played it there.
My gosh,
easy money, man.
It'd be cool. Hey Mondo, if you know what BT21 thing is in City Walk, has to do with K-pop group BTS. It's their animal mascots, and they have their own merch and stuff. You know, I every time I look at that store, I'm like, what are they going to sell in here? And everybody tells me keychains, Jared. That's what they tell me, keychain. And I'm like, I'm not gonna knock it till I see it, I guess. So
Yeah.
whatever. Maybe it's popular. It's a thing. Look at the
Maybe.
Labufu thing. I would have never thought that was popular, but it is. It's a
Mhm.
moneymaker.
All I gotta say is I'm so happy out of all the stuff that's happening to City Walk. Thank God that the Raider image is gone.
How do you feel about Raising Cane's? If it is true that it's coming.
I'm
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm on the what I'm not the biggest fan of Raising Cane's either.
Neither am
But
I, man.
but Danny implies that like it's a big deal, dude. People are gonna go nuts and whatever. I'm like,
Do you know what it would have been a big deal?
In
Put
and
an
out, in and
City
out.
Walk.
Everybody that travels to Hollywood, they're international traveler. In and out. Everybody
Yep.
wants in and out. It's a Cali thing,
Yep.
specific Cali.
Yep.
In and out. Yeah, in and out.
Either Disneyland or Universal Hollywood, they are seriously lacking on one of them getting an in and out in their Downtown Disney or City Walk.
I would have preferred a 2-story In and Out instead of a 2-story. What's the sandwich shop called again?
Earl Sandwich.
Yeah, what? In and Out. In a 2-story In and Out right there.
Could you imagine a 2-story In and Out with like a bar on top?
Oh
like
my
themed
god!
In and Out,
Dude, just like Cali themed drinks.
yeah, like could you imagine like getting like Disney themed like packaging for In and Out bags and stuff like that? That'd be so
my
cool.
Gosh. Infinite money glitch. In and Out combining with Disney.
Like honestly, at D23 a couple years ago when they announced Portos, when Josh D'Amaro was on stage and he says it's a Southern California classic, it's coming to Downtown Disney, I was like, oh, it's gonna be In and Out, awesome. And then he said Portos, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, Portos. It's gonna break records of profit. It's gonna be insane,
dude. I really think the location. It's a great location for Portos, but I think it's also a bad location for Portos because that's where everyone is getting off the tram, trying to get to World of Disney.
Yeah, people are trying to get in the park and get out of the park. Like, there's no commingling
And
there.
now you're going to have one of the most, like, if you go to that Portos in Buena Park, man, that place is a nightmare to get in and out of.
Yeah.
I can't
No, the
even
Buena
imagine
Park,
what the one...
I hate parking there. I hate parking there, dude.
I can't even imagine what the one in Downtown Disney is like.
It's just broken. It'd just be broken.
Yeah. I can sign up for a reservation now, and I'll get my cheese rolls in 3 years. That's how long the line's going to be.
It's like you'll get it at 9 p.m. 6 hours from now.
I mean, that's how Din Tai Fung is, man.
Yeah, I love Din Tai Fung. That's a great addition.
Me too.
Johnny dropping another super chat. What? Getting rid of AMC was not good, in my opinion. Getting premiere movies, they could have red carpet there. All I've ever heard is that a Galactic Star Cruiser was supposed to come to California. So when you think of things in that manner and the reasons why a lot of things closed and then things didn't work out, you understand almost like, okay, I can see why things are weird on this area. That's just what I've always heard.
We also both know the idea of Galactic Star Cruiser that was going to come there was a wild idea of how they were going to do it. So I am so happy it didn't happen.
Yeah, so when you think of it from that perspective and the way Downtown Disney's playing out now, this is not their plan. This was not the plan at all.
Well, because initially they were supposed to have that new resort hotel too.
Yeah,
that canceled. That was supposed to be around the monorail station and things like that.
And it was supposed to be luxury, higher end stuff in vicinity of shops and whatever. Yeah,
if that hotel wouldn't have been canceled, that hotel would have been open by now already.
Yeah. Sheesh. Oh my gosh, it'd be crazy. Final thoughts on everything, Jared. Final thought. Let's fire it down.
You know, I think we are back in the 1990s. There used to be a term that Michael Eisner used a lot, the Disney decade. That was what he referred to for the 90s, the Disney decade. I think we are in that equivalent for Universal. I think this is what is happening. These next 10 years are going to be transformative for Universal.
We're not ready.
Because they're not slowing down, man. If you think in 10 years, so in 35, if I would not be surprised if they have another 2 theme parks open by then.
Wild. It just doesn't seem real.
Yep.
Doesn't seem real. Or even in the same light of like Hollywood what it looks like right now just doesn't even look like that.
Yep. And maybe by then we'll have Avatar. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I said 5 years. I really meant 10. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how Josh Tomorrow is going to play this out. And we have Destination D23 coming around the corner, and that's supposed to be a big deal.
And I'll be there this year.
Confirmations of things and that Destination D23. I don't know how that's going to play out. And it's one of their biggest ones they've ever done, Jared. This one,
because they've moved it. They moved it this year because it used to be. You went to it when it was at the Contemporary.
Correct? At the Contemporary, but I went like kind of COVID aftermath.
Yeah.
And
Well, them moving it to the Coronado Springs. Coronado Springs is a much bigger location. That convention center is huge.
Hey, I'm getting D23 vibes more than Destination D23.
They even said in the press release, this is a mini D23.
Wow, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's going to be cool. And that's in August, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's like August 29th through the 31st.
Wow. It's going to break the internet.
It starts the same weekend HHN starts out in Orlando.
Damn. It's going to be a big deal. Whatever Disney does that time period, it's going to be crazy.
And I'm going to be sweating like crazy.
100 degrees at 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Last super chat of the day. Anthony, give me Dark Universe with the story unique to Hollywood. Pokemon Land, Luigi's Haunted Mansion expansion, Back to the Future Land, any one of those, and I'm happy. Why not all of them? Bring all those things over here. Not just one, bring them all. Bring them all, man.
I've heard some stuff. Me and you have talked about this. We've heard some stuff about maybe one of those things in there coming to not Hollywood, but to Orlando. One of those things might come.
Yeah. And the current Universal creative and the people at the top, like they're the kind of people that could literally be like, well, we're gonna do all of those. We're not doing one. We're doing all of them.
Here's the thing too that I've noticed about Universal Creative. They listen to their fans of what they would like in their parks. Because, look at for years, and now look, we have a dark universe based on the Universal monsters. Because they listened to people, and that's what they wanted, and now they have a land based off the Universal monsters now.
And people are going to live in that land. It's going to be very popular.
And everyone said How to Train Your Dragon would be a perfect theme park land, and look what happened. We have a theme park land now.
And they went hard. Like, they went really hard for How to Train Your Dragon. It's just crazy. Well, Jared, thank you for your time. I appreciate all your insight. And I've had a blast. This has been a lot of fun today. I don't know how. It's been 2 hours. Like,
Holy moly. It does not seem like it's been 2 hours.
One more time, where can people follow you before we fire it down?
You can find me at Discover the Magic on most of the socials, or on my personal at JBSusi.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you guys for your time. Thank you, Jared. Hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your week. Smash the like button. We are firing it down.